Guys, this is a sublime episode.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. This is episode 37.
Yes, indeed.
And we are talking about volunteering and whether it can be selfless or whether it's a selfish act.
We're just reflecting more on the psychology of volunteering in general. It's a genuinely fantastic episode. We are here back in Spain. We are back where we filmed our first ever episode, and now it's episode 36, which is insane.
Yeah, so not only is it a really interesting topic where we unpack, like I say, the psychology of volunteering and altruism and all those things, but we're just really in our feels today as well, just loving being where it all began and being back here, feeling nostalgic and all of those lovely things. So if you're listening on Spotify, I would highly recommend going onto YouTube as well and giving it a little watch, if not on the socials.
100%. It's a lovely setting, as you've mentioned. And again, a very, very interesting conversation.
Yes.
Is volunteering selfish? Who knows? We do. We find out. Yeah. So, give it a listen.
In this podcast, we share evidence-based tools, tips, and advice to help you boost your mood, improve your well-being, and find joy in the everyday.
100%. We talk about life's highs, lows, and everything in between, with real stories and reflections from our own journeys as well.
With pillars rooted in presence, gratitude, connection, and introspection, this is the home of well-being and joy.
Welcome to the Mood Booster.
Let's do it. Woo!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mood Booster podcast.
Buongiorno.
Welcome.
Welcome in.
If you're looking at where we are on any sort of video socials, you'll see we are back at the homeland of where it all started.
Where it all began. This is such a huge moment, a huge, wonderful, celebratory, all of the above adjectives moment. It's so lovely. We are here in Spain, and episode 1 all the way to episode 36.
35. It's almost there.
No, 36.
No, it's 35.
This is 36.
I think this is 35.
It's 36.
No.
It's 36.
Yeah.
26. While Charlie's just checking that I'm correct, which I know I am because I don't even have
Spot on this banter.
No, well, basically, when you upload to Podbean every week, you put the number in.
Of course.
Yeah.
35.
So
I did the editing for last week, and I remember distinctly putting in 35. Ladies and gentlemen, my genuine apologies. I think I've just absolutely made a mess up.
You were so sure of that. 35.
Oh, God, that's really awkward, actually.
Well, we all make mistakes.
You know, everybody makes mistakes.
As the famous prophet Hannah Montana once said.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody has those days.
I'm actually really sorry. I don't know what to say. I might leave.
I know you guys on YouTube get this view behind us, which is really cool, and obviously you get to see our faces, which lucky you. But for us, what we're looking at is also blooming beautiful.
Pink
the sky is incredible. Anyway, we digress. Episode 36. All the 36 weeks later, after having recorded episode 1 in this exact same spot, you can obviously quite clearly tell we're feeling somewhat nostalgic and somewhat in our feels this morning.
It's a beautiful setting to be back to,
yes.
And it also inspires quite a lot of reflectivity. I don't know if that's a word, but yeah, it's a beautiful place to have our episode. Yeah. Speaking of this week's episode, we're talking, is volunteering inherently selfish? We are reflecting on the psychology of volunteering. Now, you might think, why have they chosen this banter to speak about? They're back at the homeland where it first started. Bit random, mate. Bit random. What are you doing?
No. Well, actually,
there is reason there.
Yeah, there is reason.
There is reason there.
If you say por qué, we can tell you por qué.
That means why in Spanish, by the way.
So we're talking about volunteering today, and the psychology behind volunteering we really want to unpack and get into, whether it's selfish, selfless, the altruism all around it, all of those kinds of things. But actually, the Mood Booster itself, this Monday, the episode the week you're listening to this, or the day you're listening to this, we are partnered with Good Gym, which is super exciting.
We are.
A volunteering organisation who group together people who want to exercise, and through the exercise they come together but also volunteer within their communities, whether it's things like litter picking, taking groceries to people like vulnerable people, working in youth centres. So us, the Mood Booster, through the Monday Mood Booster Run Club, we are working with Good Gym today or this evening if you're listening to this on day of release, and we are going to a youth centre, which is super exciting.
If you're listening on morning of release, come along. Sign the waiver in the bio.
Oh, yeah. It's probably sold out by now.
Probably sold out, sorry.
But if not...
Would have been good to have you,
Yeah, drop us a line. Limited spaces, 25 spaces, and it's probably going to be sold out.
Drop us a message.
But yeah, we're going to, won't say the name of it, but going to a youth centre in partnership with Good Gym. We're going to be volunteering tonight.
Very exciting.
So exciting.
So we thought it'd be prudent to come here, speak about volunteering. I think I wanted a little bit more of a reflective or a bit more of a discussion about how selfish is volunteering. Is it selfless? Is giving an act of kindness actually quite a selfish thing? Now, obviously, one can have quite a knee-jerk reaction, but there's something there that I think we want to unpack and argue about, as per really how Marcus goes about everything, or Dr. Marcus, should I say.
How I go about everything, arguing.
And
says the one who's accusing of arguing.
Regardless, before you get to argue. Yeah, I think we're going to speak about it.
Yeah. Firstly,
However,
though.
How was your week, Dr. Marcus?
Mi semana? No. ¿Semana?
Semana.
Mi semana.
El semana pasado.
Es muy bien.
Sí.
Well, it was. I don't know how to say that yet because I'm only 5 semanas into my Spanish lessons.
All right, let's wrap this up. Come on.
God, you can't say a single word without Charlie asking you to wrap it up. It's like he doesn't know the concept of a podcast.
Short form content's not short form itself.
Every episode, he's like, "You speak faster, speak faster, speak
no,
faster."
No, I'm not. I don't say
Relax.
every episode. I don't.
We're listening to a podcast here, Charlie.
I'm here for a nice time.
Basically,
I'm here for a J chill time.
Tell your face that.
My face is fine.
My week has been good, thanks. I've been here in Spain. I arrived here on Saturday.
Yep.
Had a lovely episode recording, which actually you won't have heard yet, is coming out next week with our guest. Had a lovely time doing that on Friday evening. Super, super informative.
Oh, that was a really fun
Probably
episode.
my favourite episode. I can't have favourites, but one of my favourite guest episodes for sure. And yeah, did that and then flew straight out here on Saturday morning. As I say, we're here in Spain. Very fortunate to have a place here in Spain that my family sort of have and I can use. And have just been working from here.
Yeah.
Super, super grateful, super lucky, and feeling really sort of happy to be here. And just as I say, in my gratitude feels. So it's been lovely so far. Stormy Daniels, the first day we arrived.
Crikey. It was a bit rainy, wasn't it?
Yeah, the second day also. Thunder and lightning, which was interesting. I've not really seen that here, but it's really, really cool. We were eating supper on the balcony and just for about half an hour, just in succession of every 10 seconds, lightning after lightning in the same place. It was the longest lightning storm I'd ever seen.
It was nuts.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just all my little reflection. I tried to keep
nice.
it brief for you. I know how you have that short attention span.
I just all the scrolling
TikTok,
fried my
exactly.
brain.
How about you? How are you feeling?
Well, I'm going to take some more time to explain mine because I like the longer form.
Yeah, please do.
It's been good. Obviously, I'm here in Spain with you. Last Thursday was really nice.
Ooh, you're in Spain?
Craig, big if true.
Eso muy loco.
Big if true. Last Thursday was lovely. I saw a friend Dima. Went to the jazz bar in London, went to Nightjar. If you don't know, Nightjar is one of the best jazz bars in London. There is. He was really cool. Went there on Thursday after going on a fat, juicy ribeye steak, which was lovely. I haven't seen him in a couple of months, actually, I think it was. Life's just been so busy with everything that we're doing, so I get to see him like every other month, and it's really nice just catching up. Loads of laughs. Some great music as well. Well, Chan, it was like a sort of Puerto Rican or South American style music, which was great.
Nice.
Not quite jazz, but I'll take it.
Stunning.
Fantastic evening. A lot of fun.
Lovely.
Yeah. They would bring in these cocktails. These cocktails. And they're like quite fancy. I'm doing a gun emoji.
Oh,
the gun fingers. Pew pew. And they were bringing over to the table when we had ordered this one called Name of the Samurai. And she just got out this like blowtorch and just started setting it on fire. Just thought it was so performative.
Ooh,
I don't want to hate on that. Oh, I was just like, can we please just give him a drink?
Oh, fair enough.
I don't want it on fire.
Yeah.
You meant to sniff the aromas whilst you're drinking it, but
nah,
it's on fire.
Yeah.
Put out that drink right now.
I kind of just like, I'm gonna drink it, so can we just get to there?
The inner fire warden of me was like, put this drink out. It's not safe.
Are you a fire warden?
No, but I could be in another life.
Oh, fair enough.
A fire extinguisher.
Oh, fair enough.
But that was Thursday. Cracking fun. Obviously, Friday we had our guest recording, as you mentioned. Lots of fun. Learnt a lot. Very excited for that one to come out. That's in a couple episodes' time. And went to Spain. We went to Sevilla as well, didn't we? As a day trip.
Yes, I thought I'd leave that one for you to
Thank
talk
you
about.
very much. Yeah, Sevilla was absolutely phenomenal. It's about a 2-hour drive from where we are now.
You're welcome.
For
driving.
Oh, thank you for driving. I didn't. That wasn't a voice mode, was it?
Pray do continue.
I'm just gonna unlock my real voice now. I'm just gonna unlock my real voice by relaxing my throat. Anyway, we were in Sevilla, in Europe, and it was a beautiful, town, beautiful European city. The food was cracking, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Food was cracking.
Sublime.
Yeah,
Lovely.
sublime. Seville or
Sevilla.
Sevilla.
If you Google how to pronounce it in Spanish,
Yep.
Sevilla.
A Spanish person there told us it was Sevilla. Regardless, I digress. Before I was rudely interrupted there. A lovely, lovely day. It was a one-day trip. We left in the evening. We arrived there in the morning. Had a whole itinerary planned. It's a lot of walking, but it's a beautiful city, wasn't it? I'd go back.
Yeah.
I'd go back.
Yeah, definitely. I would return.
For any of our US listeners, you got to make it over to Europe.
Yeah, make it over to Europe.
As a country,
You've got to come to Europe.
If you see Europe as a country, the streets of Europe are gorgeous.
Come here to Europe, honestly.
Join to Europe.
Especially when you come here. Actually, no, I was going to be nasty about a place, but I'm not going to do it.
Are you going to say Birmingham?
No.
If you're from Birmingham, get out.
Swindon.
Good luck.
When you come to Europe, come to Swindon. It's really nice.
Oh, the waterfalls in Swindon are absolutely good.
They've got an incredible roundabout in Swindon. I don't know if you know roundabouts too well because you just have stoplights, don't you?
You talking to the US population?
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, one more thing from Sevilla. My run streak had to happen.
Oh my
So that was me
word.
flapping Mac, literally barefoot running through the streets.
You didn't have any shoes, did you?
No, I didn't. I only had these fine beauties, if you're watching, my Clark Wallaby-esque kind of shoes.
Yeah.
And yeah, a full day of walking. There was no way I was running 3K, which is my minimum distance on the run streak, in those. So took my shoes off. Huh?
You run?
Yeah, why?
Oh, sorry, I forgot that you ran.
Oh, I run. Yeah. Soy corro. Corro.
Yo corro.
Yo
No, because soy corro means I am running.
Sorry, not soy. Anyway.
We digress.
That's what happened, and it was super fun. But anyway. Charlie. Surely not. Talk to me. What, have you ever volunteered in your life before?
I have. I'm actually a great person.
What?
I'm not sure if you've mentioned.
Have you actually?
I'm actually a great person.
That does surprise me.
I do have a bit of I was debating whether to say this, but I think I'm going to because I've already begun to preface it.
Okay.
My volunteering days started when I did Duke of Edinburgh, which is an award in the United Kingdom, which you can get as part of school. There are 3 different tiers, bronze, silver and gold. And as you go up the ranks, you begin to do more levels. And as part of your Duke of Edinburgh, to get your award, part of the 3 categories that you need to fulfill, one's adventure, one is volunteering, and then one is the other part. I can't recall.
I never
Regardless. Did you not do it?
Nope.
Fair enough. Well, as part of my volunteering for my bronze Duke of Edinburgh, I signed up to do ParkRun volunteering. I think I was 12, 13. No, I must have been like 13 or 14 for my Duke of Edinburgh for ParkRun in Richmond Park. So what happened was I should have gone up. I got the bus all the way to the gate. I walked into the park. I said hi. I was volunteering. I'd help people with their chips for their park runs. And that was that. And then at the end of a 8, 9, 10-week stint, I'd get it signed off. And that was that.
I already know where this is going.
Yep. I think I only let this slip recently, but a bit of a truth to get off my chest here. So when I was younger, when I was doing the parkrun volunteering, I would enter the park after waking up that early. Every Saturday morning, I'd wake up, I'd get the bus, I'd go into the park, and instead of going left to the group of park runners to help volunteer, I'd walk right to a park bench about 200 meters away and watch Netflix for like 45 minutes. So my mom didn't know that I wasn't volunteering. 13. That is really bad.
That's loco.
It's nuts. I think I did that for like 6 out of the 10 weeks I had to volunteer.
That's crazy.
Really bad.
You're good at...
I ended up getting it signed off as well. Sorry?
You're a good human, aren't you?
I now pay penance for it.
Yeah.
Through this podcast.
Fair enough.
I now pay penance for my actions through this.
Am I your community volunteering work?
I am having to do community volunteer work through this mood booster. But that was, oh my God, I can't believe that.
Wow, that is crazy.
Listen, we all live with things under the rugs, things in the cupboards.
I can't believe you did that.
Oh God, I'm loco.
That is mad.
I actually do have
2 things
some
to
more.
Note.
Yep.
You were 13 and had Netflix, which to me is just crazy. When I was 13, we were still on like VHS. So
I thought you guys were on like the walls with like charcoal on walls, drawing bears with
like
sticks.
3,000 years ago when there were cavemen.
Oh jeez. We did our webinar the other week, or last week's, and if you've not seen it, it's our previous episode. I don't know what I was chatting about, but I mentioned caveman and then thought, I said caveman 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I know that they weren't 3,000 years ago.
Typically the
I'm
person
well
that would
aware.
reference cavemen in their narrative around how to live your life today would think that cavemen were around 3,000 years ago.
You saying that
So
they're stupid?
you can interpret that how you will.
What are we even chatting about? Cavemen.
So volunteering. Any other?
Yeah.
Have you ever done any volunteering?
I have indeed.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us.
For the other Duke of Edinburgh award, I did actual volunteering at a theatre, the Unitary Theatre in Richmond. I actually did turn up and volunteer there. Madagascar, when I was out there, very fortunately, I did about 8 weeks of volunteering alongside learning to dive. That was working in schools, teaching English, teaching them about fish habitats, what's it called? Not safe fishing practices, but
I don't know. You're the marine biologist.
yeah, I've completely forgotten.
You did
it.
oceanography at university.
Not quite indeed, but sustainable. Fishing practices. So this was some volunteering that we did, teaching English to the local communities, going to schools. So that was some volunteering there. Led some beach cleanups and dives against debris when I was in Thailand as well. I was taking groups along, cleaning up the beaches, diving, picking up some litter from litter in the oceans as well.
Yeah.
And also had a hand in fundraising as well, which I'd say is a form of volunteering.
Of course, yeah.
Raised £2,500 for the Blue Moon Foundation charity earlier this year.
So did I.
Which is, well, yeah, you were there for the walk, but
yeah.
Yep. Thanks for raising that. So yeah, I had a bit of volunteering here and there. I'd say I've really lent into it a little bit more as I've gotten older. Not quite when I was younger.
No.
I don't want to forget anything though. How about you?
Don't forget.
You a good person?
Yeah, I am.
Hola, perro.
Hola, perro.
Hola, perro. We got a dog.
Last time we had a dog visit us, and this time
Hola,
también.
perro.
Hola, perro. ¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás, perro?
Good boy. Yes, so just don't pee on any electronics. Thank you. Okay, adios.
Adios, perro.
What volunteering have I done? God, the list is quite long. Where do I start?
Let's keep it wrapping, yeah?
I worked for a children's charity in Southampton that took children who equivalent, I think a metric now would be on like free school meals.
Yep.
But yeah, let's go with that. Children on free school meals.
Yep.
And it would take those children out and give them in engaging enrichment activities on the weekends. To sort of the premise was obviously to give them those opportunities that they might not have, but also to be there as role models and sort of work with them and interact with them, and don't just sort of be there as facilitators of them going to the zoo or to Pizza Express and making pizza or whatever, but we actually interact with, engage with, and sort of, yeah, like I say, be role models for them. So did that, which was really enjoyable, and led to me, I've always wanted to sort of help people in that way and help from a preventative measure, which is also what led me to do my PhD in the first place. So I feel like that was quite aligned. I don't know if anyone's listening knows of like the mutual aids that happened throughout COVID, but each ward within a council, local borough, had their own mutual aid. A ward is like a locality, a little like a geographical region, and each of those had a mutual aid, which was a community led, set up by individuals in their communities, where you would then, they all worked in different ways, but ours was, we went round and set up our local mutual aid.
Very nice.
Hanger Hill and whatever it was called, and we printed out these flyers, put them around all the shops and with the QR codes in the churches and wherever else would take them. So then there was a WhatsApp group where people could join to either volunteer or to request for help. So we were, not only facilitating that, but then throughout COVID, going here, there, and everywhere, taking shopping to vulnerable individuals who couldn't do that themselves. Lovely. Which was nice. Also nice. Volunteered in a vaccination centre in COVID.
Very nice.
Pro-vaccination, up the
Hell
vax.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Yeah.
But that's, yeah.
Is that it?
I think maybe. I'm probably forgetting something. And
yeah.
My memory is atrocious.
You've done so much volunteering.
Honestly, I never stop.
I never stop helping the community.
Never stop helping. Yeah. That was kind of it. When I was student president, cool. I planted loads of trees.
Did you?
Yeah.
I tried getting my mum for her present recently, for her birthday, about 2 months ago, a gift or like an experience of planting trees somewhere in the UK. Like we'd drive somewhere, we'd plant a couple of trees for the day. Cool experience. I couldn't find anywhere. I Googled for days to try and find experiences or places. The only place I could get was this corporate private corporate company, which would take businesses hours, like team building days, and there's charges start at like 20 grand.
Oh, you should have asked me. I could have taken Tracy to plant some trees.
Do you have trees?
No, well, I've done it in the past.
Where do you get trees from?
Nikki Turner.
Nikki Turner?
Yeah, our
Is that your
history
tree
teacher.
planting name?
Yes, who we did it with. Nikki Turner.
Nikki Turner.
I think it's Nikki Turner. Miss
wow.
Turner, anyway. Yeah,
Miss Turner.
Sorry, just to cut the cameras.
Don't cut the
The
cameras.
sun has just hit my neck
It's
and my back, and it's and it's glorious.
It's absolutely. What about?
Oh, sorry. Can we just take a moment? I'm just gonna
get another iPad selfie out.
explain through this moment, guys. I'm being a boomer, not even a millennial, a boomer. I've got an iPad here with, of course, the wallet case, and we're gonna take a selfie.
Can you get a video on it as well?
Yeah.
Wow. There we go. Cheese. There we go.
Nice. And then we'll take a little video.
This will be on Instagram for all y'all.
We can hear this video being taken.
This is really cool.
Will we do selfie?
You are lucky to be here. Let's just make it quick because these people have
we'll
their
make
days
it
to
quick.
get by.
Sorry, lo siento.
What's up?
Oops.
What's up, squad fam?
Wait, let's start again. Okay, what's up, everyone?
What is up, everyone?
We are
Welcome
here.
back.
This is incredible.
We're here in Spain.
The sunrise is.
I'm now talking to you, the podcast listener.
Beautiful.
If you're listening to this, you are blessed. Hello,
Anyway,
everyone.
Let's talk
We're
about.
live. We're live right now.
Let's talk about on the podcast just here whether volunteering is selfish or selfless.
Volunteering is
Charlie?
selfish. Yes.
What do you think?
Very good segue. Are we still recording? Okay, we're back to the podcast listener. Welcome. Yeah, it's a great question. Is volunteering selfish or selfless? This seems to, at least from what we were doing a bit of research, this seems to have been a topic which has been going on for thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
Thousands of years. Humans have never really been able to agree on.
Philosophers, psychologists haven't come to a consensus.
I see myself as far more of a philosopher, the Stoic philosopher, and Marcus is far more of the science psychologist in the room. I align with people like Marcus Aurelius or Plato or Aristotle. I'd say Marcus is far more like, I don't know,
Freud.
Maybe Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb. Ferb and Phineas.
Yeah.
That guy.
Seems legit. I know the one.
Yep.
I won't try the accent, but...
No, please don't. Anyway, it has been a conversation which has been going on for thousands of years, whether volunteering is selfish. Although it's so easy to, on the cusp of it, or whatever the thing is, on the outside,
on the surface of it,
on the surface level of it, just say, of course it's not, you're helping people. But I think part of one of the many reasons, maybe you can go into some more of the theory behind it, why one could even see it as selfish is because it still benefits you.
Well, yeah. Let's unpack why we volunteer in the first place, or why we help other people, and that might help answer those questions.
Yeah.
I think we've had several debates on different occasions with different people about whether we think it is selfish or selfless to help other people.
Yeah.
And it also, we always reference the Friends episode where, is it Phoebe and Joey are debating about a good deed being completely selfless?
Yeah,
selfless?
Phoebe thinks it's completely selfish.
And then she gets a bee to sting her or something to fulfill its destiny, but not knowing that that's going to kill the bee, and then goes crazy about it. Yeah. And it's a funny thing, but it's true. Like, my opinions are always changing of this, but I've in the past come from a standpoint of like, I think it's because we also see the word selfish as a bad thing.
Yeah.
And entirely something that's only self-fulfilling, and that's how we define selfish. Whereas actually, I feel like something can be selfish while also helping other people as well. It's not only self-fulfilling, but maybe that's an incorrect way of looking at selfish.
I think that's like a halfway point. Like I think that's like it's definitely a spectrum.
Because
how selfish or selfless it is.
Yeah, because the antonym of selfless is selfish.
Yeah.
So they kind of can't coexist.
So,
but from a selfish perspective, several theories. We'll start with
a psychological perspective.
No, from the selfish perspective of sorry, that wasn't very well explained.
It wasn't.
From the perspective of volunteering being selfish.
Yes.
From a psychological perspective, we'll start with my favorite theory, which is
the self-determination theory.
No, which is
the qualitative research theory.
No, but good try.
I'm the philosopher here. I'm not the psychologist.
The evolutionary theory. We've only been doing this for 36 episodes.
36 episodes. I think you mentioned it in the first one. Listen, pal, I've got some volunteering to get to. Can you help us out?
So the evolutionary theory says that we have evolved to help other people in our community, and those who have evolved through natural selection to be better at helping others and looking out for their neighbour, would be more likely to survive, and therefore someone who is more altruistic and selfless and on surface selfless would ultimately be helping their own survival, and therefore would survive through genetic selection and all of those things.
Okay.
So even though, again, on the surface it looks like, oh, I'm just helping other people, it actually helps you. And the reason why it helps you is because basically in your community, we have to survive as a tribe. So again, if I'm helping other people, I'm promoting the survival of my community, my tribe, meaning that I'm not just helping them by proxy, I'm also helping myself, because we all survive together, if that makes sense.
It does, yes.
But it also helps with bonding. So it bonds you as a group, which again is needed for like collective survival, as well as reciprocity. So the idea from an evolutionary mechanism is, if I help someone, that means when I need help through survival, or help when the lion's chasing me or whatever, that person through a reciprocal nature will then help me, again promoting my survival.
Yep.
So that's one theory of volunteering, or volunteering as we know it now, but more sort of altruistic help, helping other people to what we see is to be selfless, where it's actually, we can see here from the evolutionary perspective, there's something that comes back to help us in the long run.
Interesting. So, yeah, like even I think before coming into this episode, I was very much more convinced that it was selfless, and just because the impact was slightly selfish, or we got joy from it, doesn't mean that it's selfish.
Yeah.
However, even hearing that at an evolutionary theory's point, to some level, we are doing it for our own sake.
Yeah.
Like, even if we don't like to admit it, or if it's subconscious, at some level, it's for a tribe, it's for safety, it's for bonding, which suits us. Like, if it genuinely had no benefit to us, would we still do it?
Yeah.
Maybe. That's something to unpack more.
Well, thinking of my own lived experience, looking back to volunteering with the youth in Southampton, there's not a reciprocity there, because I'll never see them again.
Yeah.
Well, like, if I'm thinking about it, maybe subconsciously there's that mechanism going on, but if I'm consciously thinking about it, the likelihood is I will never see them again. I don't remember any of their names, anything like that. There could be the bonding, but again, it's not, I don't know those people and I won't know them again. So the only other thing within this evolutionary argument would be the collective survival. Now, you could say by lots of degrees of separation, I'm helping my survival by helping those youth, by making a better society for all of us. But I feel like personally, even though I'm an evolutionary psychologist and I love that theory, I feel like that can be a bit of a stretch. And I don't know what you think, but I feel like saying I'm volunteering to help my own survival is which sometimes the evolutionary theory does. It sometimes feels like a tenuous link, and every behavior could be seen to be adaptive to help our survival. But to me, volunteering does feel a bit...
As someone who's not an evolutionary psychologist, I also think the whole theory is very reductionist in itself. Boiling it all down to survival, all down to survivorship, I think leaves a lot of room for argument about how it makes us feel, the benefits of those as well. I don't know if you've got any theories for that, but
yeah,
I think there's so much in volunteering for the benefits it gives us in terms of our mental health and the sort of joy it gives us, which isn't explained through evolutionary theory.
Yeah, well, there's the warm glow theory,
What's
which
that?
might speak to that, which again argues that volunteering can be a little bit selfish because it makes us feel better about ourselves. But it's a basic premise. It kind of is what it says on the tin, but argues that giving, so when we volunteer or help other people, it produces a positive emotional payoff for us and we feel good about it. And that payoff is known as the warm glow. So you help, you feel good from helping other people, and therefore you keep helping because you continue to feel good.
And that says it's selfish, that theory.
Well, again, none of these theories by definition say it's selfish. That's where we're thinking about it. If you're doing it to help yourself to have that positive glow, or the warm glow, sorry, and to feel good, the reward is part of your motivation to do it.
Well, I think
that's
it.
Feel good.
The key is the motivation. The underlying theme I'm already starting to pick up is the motivation behind it. Why are you doing it? That's the real. I think the answer there lies in whether what volunteering you are doing is selfish. Are you doing it to feel good? Are you doing it to be seen to be a charitable person? Both of those cases, I think there is a real argument to say there are some selfish tendencies. Now, even if that's the case, as a byproduct, someone's getting helped. So that's not even a bad thing. But it's just to sort of label it, hey, this is more selfish. Whereas I'm sure there are plenty of people who volunteer without thinking I'm going to feel good, or without the intention of I'm going to go into this to feel good or to make myself look like a charitable person. I'm doing this because it needs to be done.
But then when you do it and it does feel good, so you do it again, what does that?
I don't think that's got anything to do. I think that's the most selfless thing you can do. I think if you go into something with zero expectation of the outcome, how you feel, anything related to you, just because you end up feeling that joy has no meaning on the act or the intentions being selfless. I think it's one of the most selfless things we can do. And just because we feel that joy as a byproduct doesn't mean that it's selfish, I think.
I don't know where this links with theory, but I don't know about completely selfless, given that I think, I don't know data on this, but we see trends of people volunteering in areas that they, or not necessarily even volunteering, but like speaking out for or advocating for people in areas that they have a personal connection to.
Yeah.
Now, not everyone is like that.
True.
And there are people who will, at the moment we're meeting people on the street interviews who are advocating for people who, like, groups of people whose human rights are being called into question.
Yep.
But a lot of people say, well, it doesn't personally affect me, and therefore it's not that I don't care, but I'm also not motivated to help, because it's not something I've not had to struggle with this hardship myself, and therefore, and that's why you see people like, I'm using you as an example, but your main volunteering experiences are related to the ocean.
I was just about to say that,
because that's something you're passionate about.
It's thus inherently selfish. Makes you feel a certain way, makes me feel good. I probably did a little bit of the volunteering too. Like, you could even stem so far down the rabbit hole to say there's a level of ego that plays in, that I feel like I need to be doing this sort of thing because I enjoy it and I see it as part of my personal growth. Thus, am I volunteering or am I fundraising to partly fulfill that ego, where I know, it'll keep that part of me which I like going.
Yeah.
That part, I think, has real credence to say, well, there are some selfish tendencies.
Yeah, for sure.
Not necessarily a bad thing at all, because it still helps out the environment, people as well. Like, I think if we looked at that and said, hey, it's selfish, you shouldn't do that, people would be worse off because there'd be less volunteering.
Yeah.
But then probably as the opposite, and if skipping forward, we could say to be even less selfish, you volunteer in other areas just as much.
For sure, maybe. I'm just thinking of from a psychological perspective where that would fit in. I'm thinking maybe it's kind of akin to the social identity theory, which we've gone over many episodes.
Of course.
But obviously, I align myself to a certain group who has a certain experience, so therefore I'm more likely to support that group, because in supporting that group, that sticks with my aligned values and sticks with my sort of commitment and alliance with that group to then support and advocate for. As an example, which isn't like a hard and fast rule, because, for example, if you're looking at Palestine, for example, it's not only Palestinian people who are marching and calling calling for all of this to stop, and on the contrary, there are many people who are from a Jewish faith, for example, who are also at those protests, at those marches, supporting and calling for change and for this to cease to continue. So that in itself, again, as another psychological theory, isn't a one hard and fast rule, but it might explain some of why we are feeling more tend to, or generally speaking, with obviously exceptions, aligned to charities and volunteering with things that we personally have connection to, because of it reinforces our identity and our feeling of connection to that group with which we identify.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Even though, like, is it a bad thing? Is it inherently bad thing? Because being selfish inherently is a bad thing. Whereas even if some of the reasons that we do volunteer is selfish, doesn't mean it's bad at all. If the main product is someone being helped, is it?
No, I don't necessarily think so. No.
Should we stop volunteering?
Even if it's good for you, but it helps other people, why, like you say, why is that at all a bad thing? Why shouldn't you be happy and fulfilled in what you're doing?
For you personally, why do you volunteer? What do you get out of it? Or why have you?
Well, that's the thing. I acknowledge that it feels good to, like, in the mutual aid, I felt proud. I felt a sense of pride, and if I'm being cynical, which I'm not going to stay in this sort of cynicism, but like, if I were to play devil's advocate and be cynical for a moment, I felt proud, I had pride, and some of my ego felt boosted and rewarded because, oh, look at me, who's a steward of the neighborhood. And when COVID's going on, I'm, it didn't feel like that in the moment, but looking back, it's like I'm going around with my housemates helping people and volunteering, as opposed to not, or as opposed to sitting at home doing nothing. So on that level, like, if I'm looking at my ego, that feels good. But at the same time, I can tell you from my own experience and having done it, that wasn't the driving factor. Yes, it was maybe a consequence and an outcome, but that wasn't the motivating factor. The motivating factors were numerous, but I guess, let's start with the selfish one. I was bored, had nothing to do. But also, more sincerely and more earnestly, there were people who, it was a desperate time and a horrible time. And I think we often forget how desperately difficult COVID was at the beginning stages of the lockdowns. People literally couldn't leave their houses. They were starving at home. People couldn't see their, I don't want to get into it, but it was horrible. And we could obviously see that going on. And it was like we'd always get chills watching the news about how long we had to be locked up, but also felt like we were young adults who were kind of lucky enough to have our health on our side. So we were just like, yeah, we just felt, I think, emotionally motivated to do something to help. Well, I certainly did anyway. I can't speak for my housemates who joined in, thinking I need to help there. I'm also someone personally who has, for whatever reason, an injustice sensitivity. And I absolutely hate seeing injustice in any form in society, and that is a way in an injustice. It's not like there's a perpetrator an antagonist who's saying, locking someone in their house,
main
but still,
villain,
there's still some sort of injustice where people aren't able to leave their homes and all of those sorts of things. So in any case, I also feel motivated to help people where I see injustices happening in society. Now, I haven't volunteered as much in my adult life as one can and maybe should do. But even when it comes to being an advocate for groups of people, that's something I pride myself in doing. So I'm not like physically volunteering, but I'm still advocating and putting minorities at the forefront of arguments and sort of bold. I'll sound like a hero here, but like maybe questioning and standing up for people where others wouldn't.
Hero Marcus,
And I think, if you're to go back to your question, motivation, I don't say this for any reason to be like a pick me or whatever, but like seeing injustice angers me and makes me upset. It's not fair. And you could say that I know that there's many different types of psychological presentation that lead to having an injustice sensitivity, but I don't really care to label it. I just hate seeing injustices and it really angers me. So that leads me to feel extremely motivated to want to help people.
I suppose there's knowing where that comes from, or can it just stop there?
But again, looking to the theory, Batson, who is a social psychologist, Batson will come on to speak about more in depth in a moment, but Batson, his work is all around volunteering, altruism, empathy, and what leads us to being altruistic and all those things. Some of his earlier work looks at egoistic relief, which is actually doing good to soothe your own emotions and being able to help yourself to soothe personal distress. So speaking on my personal reflection, I would be doing good because I get angry by seeing injustice. So therefore, in doing something to combat that, soothes my own anger or soothes my own sort of distress in seeing people being mistreated or hurt or whatever. So again, depending on your stance, you could say that is somewhat a little bit selfish because I'm doing it because I don't like the state of feeling distressed about seeing people. Look.
Yeah, I do challenge that though, because like if we're really thinking like what is selfish and what is selfless, I think obviously it's very easy to sort of label, I'm doing this for me, I'm doing this for someone else.
Yeah.
I think if the intention and the action, which is the intention, I don't like seeing someone else get hurt, thus I'm going to go out of my way to help this person, defend them, because I don't believe in it myself, and that's not fair on that person there. I think that's an inherently selfless act. You could go easily down the rabbit hole of, but you're doing it to fulfill your own ego because you think that you're a hero and you can step in. I also think you can go down the rabbit hole of thinking you see this person who is being bullied or whatever it is, this isn't fair and they don't have the rights to stop them. No one else is going to, so I'm going to help and step in. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got to do with that other person. I think even arguing it's selfish is the inherently selfish thing because it makes you think more about you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take yourself out of the equation saying, I'm just a steward of that, I'm just a being who's having an impact, who's doing something here, the actual situation we're looking at is that person who needs the help or needs to be affected in some way. The action that you're taking helps them. Thus, it's selfless.
Yeah.
Even though as a byproduct, you might be fulfilling some level of ego, you might be feeling better. I think on the large part, that's why it is selfless. And I think us going down this rabbit hole of, hey, this is selfish because it fulfills our ego and it fulfills our needs. Yeah, I don't quite buy it.
I feel like we, for the sake of the episode, have obviously been binary and selfish versus selfless. I think for me, I can immediately say none of volunteering is completely selfish.
Yeah.
Because it then is devoid of helping any other people because it's only helping yourself.
Yeah.
Which we know volunteering in most cases help someone other than yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's still room for debate around, not even in our conversation, but just has been for centuries, is the wholeness of the selflessness, whether it's entirely selfless and therefore how, like, yes, it's not selfish, but whether it's entirely altruistic and selfless, because like we keep coming back to, if in a way, and I'm not saying this because I agree with it, but I'm just bringing the point, if in a way you are helping yourself, then the definition of being selfless is completely helping other people and putting to your own detriment being selfless.
I don't agree with that at all. I don't think one has to actively suffer or face a detriment in order to be selfless. I think that's negatively taking away. Because then I ask you, what is true altruism? Is it at your own detriment?
Hola,
perro.
Hola, perro.
Hola. Sorry, we just got into a really good question there.
Another dog. Please don't pee on anything.
Please don't pee on anything. Because then if you're defining genuine altruism, genuine selflessness, as one taking an action to help someone else, but needing to suffer or needing to face a detriment.
You need to suffer.
No, but
you just might suffer.
Okay, so is it in?
It's not binary like that.
So what's the true definition of altruism? Is there ever such a thing as altruism?
Well, from my understanding, is putting everyone else or other people or other things completely above your own needs.
Yeah.
To the point where there might be a detriment to yourself. There might not be, and that might be absolutely fine, and you might get a benefit. But with pure altruism, your intention is to, regardless of what it does to you, put the other people first.
And that can't be volunteering.
Sorry?
And volunteering can't be that. Often a detriment. Like if you're out, you're getting tired, you're whatever it is you're volunteering for, that can often come with its own detriment.
Yeah, of course.
Hence why it could be completely altruistic.
But at the same time, you're still benefiting in a way by feeling happy and things.
I then get confused because then what is, if not helping someone else at the risk of your own detriment? Sure, there is that risk of detriment, but then there's also surely the risk of feeling good if that detriment doesn't.
Yeah, well, that's when one does their own cost-benefit analysis of being like, okay, yes, this felt good, but it also meant that I potentially lost money because I couldn't go to work. I had to find someone to look after my children to be able to volunteer. I was distressed by seeing volunteers in war zones, for example. I've now got PTSD from volunteering like this. So that's a cost-benefit analysis. Whereas if that doesn't happen, all of those adversities, and it's more of a joyful experience, then you're doing that internal cost-benefit analysis of saying, yeah, that's more joyful. But I come back to the decision to do it in the first place. Potentially, if it's altruistic, there still might be a benefit that one has, but yeah, we don't know.
I don't think we can use those extreme examples of, I mean, we can, of war zone volunteering, for instance, but on a far more micro scale, someone, even what you were doing during COVID, for instance, there was a detriment, the risk of catching COVID as you were out and about, right? That was a detriment that you faced.
Yeah.
Sure, you got the benefit because you didn't end up with COVID. You felt joy from doing something successfully, but you definitely risked the detriment of something. I think you do in the nature of volunteering. You're putting others' needs above yours. And I think that inherently means it is selfless. All volunteering
in those examples, yes, but I don't think volunteering always has a negative adversity. So in my
Give an
examples,
example.
and the one you just gave, yes, would more likely be selfless,
Hmm.
because the adversities potentially far outweigh
Yeah.
the potential benefits. But sometimes when there's real low risk and low stakes,
Yeah.
it can just be a joyful experience to volunteer. Like, for example, what we're doing tonight at the time of this episode going out.
Yes.
I'm doing that because I'm so excited to do it.
Yeah.
There's not an adversity for me in that experience, but other people will benefit from it, and it is seen as volunteering.
So you think that event that we're doing this evening, or when this comes out, will be selfish in some level?
I didn't say selfish. I just said, will it be completely selfless? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm not sure whether I agree the necessity for an adversity to possibly be present is what causes it to be less selfless.
Not sure.
It's a good question.
Yeah. But so
wow,
I mentioned Daniel Batson before.
Yeah.
The social psychologist. When we look towards more genuine altruism, he's actually got the empathy-driven helping, or empathy altruism hypothesis.
Yeah.
That altruism is led by empathy, or caused by empathy, or connected to empathy. So therefore, altruism is possible by a function of someone's empathy. So those who exhibit or have higher levels of empathy are more likely to show more genuine, true altruism or altruistic traits, shown through different experiments that he conducted. But yeah, basically that genuine altruism can exist when empathy is high in someone. So are you an empathetic person, do you feel like?
Am I an empathetic person? Crikey, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I don't know why I hesitated there.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think I am actually.
Yeah.
What that entails, I'd say on the whole I am though. Yeah, definitely.
Fair.
You definitely are.
Oh, thank you.
You definitely are.
Yeah.
It's one of your main traits, I'd say.
Thank you.
Is empathy.
Yeah, I'm hugely empathetic, which might explain, have
That injustice
a huge
sensitivity.
link to the injustice sensitivity. But yeah,
to learn where that does stem from, what the psychology, and in maybe a different episode, but
yeah,
what those theories say.
let's add it to the notes. We'll come back to it.
Next episode coming.
Not next week, but yeah, maybe another one.
The week after, or the week after that.
You've come up with an episode idea.
Yeah, I do usually, actually, guys. Marcus comes up with an episode idea every here and there. So.
But that comes back to the motivation to do it in the first place. So according to the theory, the empathy altruism hypothesis, because we're seeing someone in danger, in distress, all of those things, when we have more empathy, we're more motivated to help them because we're empathizing, we feel sorry for them, we don't want them to be in that pain, and because of that empathy, we're then motivated to stop them being in that pain. So I can feel their pain, I want them to feel better, I care about them. Your goal is the other person's well-being, not your own emotional relief. Your emotional relief is null and void in that situation. According to this theory, it's just because of your empathic skills, you want to just help that person and alleviate their pain. So even if you feel good afterwards, that wasn't the reason you did it. Okay. According to this theory, it's because of your empathy and you're wanting to alleviate someone else's pain. Yeah,
that
and illustrated in some of his experiments. I've just noted here, in some of his experiments, participants helped others even when they could easily leave, avoid the situation, or suffer no consequences. So when there was no investment for those people to help, through the different variables and the manipulations of the experiments, people who scored higher on empathy levels in the same experiments were shown to stick around and help the person.
There you go.
Yeah, even when also another variable was sometimes they manipulated it. So, like I say, another variable would be that no one would know that they volunteered, or sorry, that they helped that other person out. So it was completely like no one saw that and it wasn't performative.
It wouldn't be
and even when no one else knew, the people higher on empathy levels were more likely to help that person in that stimulated distress situation.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
Does suggest that altruistic motivation as a form of empathy
can exist. There we go. I like that.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Yeah, I mean, that's me to a T. Helping without any expectation.
Yeah. You are the savior, aren't you?
I just, if someone's in trouble, I'm there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cat's in a tree.
Look,
someone's car needs backing up into a space, I'm there.
Yeah. Classic you. Classic you. I think regardless of whether it's selfish, which I think we've come to an agreement it's not selfish to
No, it's not.
to volunteer.
Yeah.
But volunteering, whether it's completely selfless or not, we thought it'd be nice to obviously have a debate around and talk about.
Yeah.
Personally, myself, before we go on to the benefits in general of volunteering, I don't think it's entirely selfless.
Yeah.
But I don't think the lack of I don't think because it benefits someone that's a bad thing, like the person doing it.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is at all.
I just think my understanding of selflessness is that you are completely putting everything above, or like to your own detriment, helping other people.
I don't agree with that.
Which I don't think, like, for example, on Monday I'm volunteering and it's not selfless. Like, I'm very much benefiting from it, and that's not a bad thing at all. I'm not ashamed to say I'm going to benefit from volunteering. It's why should I?
Yeah.
But because I'm benefiting, I don't think it's completely selfless.
I disagree with that. To wrap this up, I don't think having a detriment has any sort of real place in order to think it's completely selfless. I don't think true altruism needs a detriment to the person.
Doesn't need it.
No, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters whether or not you suffer because of what you're doing. I think the fact that we're doing it for other people, even though as a very big benefit, we'll benefit. We'll feel a lot of joy, and it'll look good for the mood booster. That's probably the only selfish part of it all. On the whole, though, I think it's largely selfless. And I don't think because just we're not, suffering or falling detriment at some sort of level, I don't think that matters.
Break down the word selfless, though. There's none of yourself involved in
it doesn't mean you have to go then below that to where you're actively
No,
being
but I'm not saying
harmed.
that. I'm saying in the definition of what you've just said. So, for example, me volunteering helps me. It's good for me. It's good for the mood booster. It's good for my runners. It's good for all of those things. The word selfless means there's nothing for yourself in it. Whereas those things, there is something for myself and yourself in it, in doing it. Which means it's not entirely, in my view, selfless, because there is something for myself in it.
Mad.
But regardless,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Whether volunteering or altruism is selfless or not,
Yep.
Ultimately,
there are a lot of benefits.
One of the few behaviors in human psychology, human nature, that improves the well-being of the person giving.
Yep.
And the person
being given to.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny? What's funny? What's up? You will. What's funny?
Just, it doesn't matter.
What's funny?
It's one of the only behaviors that we can act that benefits the person giving as well as the person receiving.
Oh God, there we go. How crude.
It's a human exchange.
This is a well-being podcast, it's a human and you're bringing that disgusting
You're shouting.
tongue.
You're shouting.
Sorry, the audio.
Yes, everyone wins, and we see that from psychological research. Some of the references we'll include here, but a systematic review in 2020 found that volunteering is associated with lower levels of depression, higher life satisfaction, and better well-being for the volunteers themselves. It increases social integration and reduces loneliness. It also builds your skills and is a huge thing for sort of building your CV.
Yep.
On CVs, it's like, how have I volunteered? That's a great way when you can't find a job to get into your sort of what's the word, arena of, for lack, I can't think of the word, your discipline that you want to work in,
your area of
and
expertise.
yeah, I won't go into the theory, but it gives you a sense of agency from a motivational perspective, and it helps your sort of higher self, which again research will give some references here, but in line with that theory, which I think this is what we're really talking about in terms of the warm glow theory, volunteering has been found to be associated with increased levels of oxytocin and dopamine, which are the reward happy hormones in your brain.
There we go.
So regardless of the root causes or why, the motivation, it doesn't matter. I think
it misses the point.
The impact is that it helps the person receiving the help, of course, but it also helps the person giving the help. So in both lenses, it's a good thing.
It's interesting to talk about whether it's selfish or selfless, but it does sort of miss the point of the fact that we should all volunteer more. Yeah. Sort of leads us on to a bit of our practical advice for our listeners. Our tools and tips for you on if you do want to begin volunteering, how do you do it? You're listening, you're like, oh, this is great. I want to start volunteering.
Yeah.
Here are our tools and tips for how you can begin to volunteer.
Number one, start small.
Number 2, find a cause that matches your identity.
Number 3, volunteer your strengths.
Number 4, protect your boundaries.
Number 5, make it social.
Very interesting. You'd like to explain number 1, Dr. Marcus?
So number 1, starting small, as we say with everything in this podcast, in the Mood Booster in general, small wins in every part of life. Don't aim for the huge things, because often we can set ourselves up to fail and over commit. If we just look after the small wins and do the small steps, the big things will look after themselves. And that lends itself to the idea of getting into volunteering as well. What are some small ways what's one thing I can do? Let me not sign up to or commit myself to working at a charity shop or going abroad and fundraising and
going to a war zone.
How can I do something small, on a one-off? Maybe let me commit to going to one food bank session, or let me commit to going to one ParkRun, for example, and just see, like, put your toes out there and see what sort of you enjoy and see how you can help. Because also, it's not just anything. One time of volunteering in a food bank or wherever will have a butterfly effect and will help people more than you know. So nothing is just, and even though it's small, it still has a huge impact, not only on yourself, but the people who are receiving that help that you're giving.
Very eloquently said. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Number 2 is to find a cause that matches your identity. You should ask yourself what breaks your heart or what fires you up in terms of these causes. Now, as Dr. Marcus said, he's got a real justice and sensitivity. Everything does that to him. Whereas if that's not the case for you, that's absolutely fine. If there's a certain issue or a certain topic or a certain, maybe it's dogs, maybe you want to work at a dog rescue centre, that's absolutely fine. Whatever it is, think about what moves you emotionally. This can be quite a good place to start. Again, start small with it. Maybe if it's donating yourself to the charity, start with something small, and you'll find that it'll snowball and find an issue that you care about.
Also links to the theory of the social identity theory of like, this is the group I align with, and therefore I feel like I want to be able to help because I share their values, which there's nothing wrong with also.
100%.
Volunteering to your strengths. This is more another psychological theory for you, one I've spoken about many times. But why have I just lost it? I spoke about it last week.
What's that, sorry?
The self-determination theory. Oh my God, I had a mind blank then. The self-determination theory. One of our motivations in life is to feel good at what we're doing. And it feels nice to feel good at what we're doing. So that's according to that theory, the self-determination theory. And again, nothing wrong with that. If we want to have a good time doing what we're doing, selfless or not, who knows? But therefore, if you're wanting to dabble in some voluntary work, don't make it hard for yourself. Don't make it doing something you don't want to do. There's something that you can volunteer in that aligns with your strengths, aligns
100%.
with things you're good at.
That's what I did.
Whether that's teaching, volunteering, or if you're a good organizer, you can go into more of the strategic voluntary work, or like running events, ParkRun, for example. People who like running, a no-brainer is going to ParkRun. So
100%. That's a great tip and tool there.
You're welcome.
The next one is to protect your boundaries. This volunteering, the idea of it's wonderful and it's beautiful, but it shouldn't replace therapy, work, and self-love and self-care. That comes first. If you aren't functioning properly, you can't show up effectively for other people. This is like a pretty normal basic rule. It's the same as we saw in sort of activist fatigue back in our episode on the news. If we can't, if we're volunteering for everything and fighting for every cause, that'll end up actually having a detriment on us as well. So we need to make sure that we're looking after ourselves first. Practice boundaries. If you're too involved for whatever cause it is, of course, this comes with a big warning, being like some issues need protecting and some issues need volunteering for. But on the whole, if you're volunteering, making sure that you practice your boundaries, that's a great way to do it effectively.
And finally, making it social. Again, one of our pillars here is community and connection, doing things, sharing experiences with people, reciprocity in that you're not only helping other people by volunteering potentially like at a park run or at a food bank or whatever, but you're therefore seeing people. But sometimes just approaching a new activity, in this instance of volunteering activity, can just be easier to do when you're doing it with a friend or taking someone along with you. It sort of reduces all of those sort of nerves and anxiety and things, but can like double the joy. Sharing that activity, sharing that experience is something that we know here at the Mood Booster is something that we are huge on. So yeah, if you're struggling or thinking like a bit overwhelmed to start volunteering somewhere, see if there's a friend that wants to join
Makes
you.
it so much easier to start.
Yeah,
So much easier.
so much easier. But
Makes it
yeah,
fun as well.
that's a very interesting one.
That was
I really enjoyed
a
that.
nice episode. That was a lovely one.
Boosted my mood for sure.
Back in Spain.
My mood was quite high already.
Yeah, my mood's even higher now.
But it's even higher now.
My mood's boosted. I don't know about you guys.
I feel like I'm on a bit of a high. So yeah.
Well, as we like to always
Carlos, tell me.
What the hell?
Pray do tell.
Yeah.
Hablas.
Yep.
What is your mood boost of the week?
You're almost there with it in Spanish. I think we were just going to do more of a generic mood boost of the week. That we're both here.
Yeah, we
are. We first started in Spain on our first episode. We're 36 episodes in now when we're back in Spain. So much has changed since we first came here, but also not as well, which is the most beautiful thing. And I think just taking a moment to reflect, and I know we usually do our sort of smaller mood boost of the week to, you know, who wins here and there, and that makes us win as well. But we really just want to sit and say, we're happy this is happening. It's bringing us both a lot of joy. It's a beautiful day, and we're very happy that we've done this as well.
Very happy and grateful.
Very, very grateful to the universe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you to us for making this happen and
100%.
for making this adventure a reality.
It's taken. There have been some highs and lows.
Yeah.
But it's been good.
Really bloody cool.
It's been fun,
and it's so nice to do a little stock take moment of being here in the sentiment of it all and just
100%.
Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. Well, that was this week's episode.
Yep.
We hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. Nothing
Peace
else to
out,
say, really.
No, yeah.
What are you still doing here?
Yeah. Get out of it.
What are you still doing here?
Get out of town.
Right, I'm going to pause. Mark's going to do some
episode
ASMR.
37, which is going to be Christmas. Oh.
Is it?
Yeah, 37 is beginning of December, where we have our
that's a
guest
good one.
episode. Woo. Tune in next week, ASMR. Bye, 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 bye.